Yeah, it feels like it was just, 20, 25 minutes ago where I said, we'll be back 15, 20 minutes, but it was a lie because it's been slightly more than 20 minutes.
That it has.
Always leave them wanting more, that's what I say.
Yeah.
And then show up and say, sorry, everybody. Oh, I said that kind of Canadian.
Sorry.
I did. Came out sorry. Hey, everybody, we're back with episode number, what the heck are we at right now? 105 of Press Play to Save. We're getting ready with a very special episode with a special guest. We have Matt Siegel here from Cards and Castles. Do you guys have a developer name, or are you just the Cards and Castles team?
Our developer name is Bitmass. We don't push it too hard.
Bitmass?
It's not the best developer name. Yeah, Bitmass.
Oh, I like it. Rolls off the tongue.
Bitmass LLC.
Hits hard. It hits hard. Bitmass, you got that heavy consonant sound in that. So, yeah, we've got Matt Siegel here from Bitmass, and he's going to be joining us for the whole episode. We're about to get it kicked underway, so I guess without further ado, we just go get it and get it started.
Hit that music.
You feel good about it?
Drop it like it's hot.
I feel good about it.
Howie, are you tweeting over there?
Facebooking.
Facebooking?
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Facebook away. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. I'd like to point out that we got the approving nod from Chris that time because the intro music didn't actually blast your headphones off of your head.
Yeah, I sat back like, it might be loud, and then it was regulated.
I expected your hands to go up instinctively, ready to just throw the headphones, because last time you just looked so, even afterward, you were kind of curled up and sweating a little, shaking a bit. No, worked out. We got our sound issues all worked out and everything. Welcome, ladies and germs, to episode number 105 of Press Play to Save. Cieni Cinco, or in Howie's. I look at Chris to translate to Howie's. Cinco and one. Which, of course, is wonderfully incorrect. But welcome to an episode where we're talking about what we've been playing. And, of course, we have a special guest joining us today, Mr. Matt Siegel, developer and game director of Cards and Castles. Game. Yeah, hi there. A game available on iOS. You guys on Android as well?
Yes.
Android, and also by the time you're listening to this, it will be available on Steam. In addition,
also on Kindle
and Kindle.
They're everywhere. Yeah. You guys are showing up all over the place. This game is everywhere, and we've played it. We're going to be talking more about it because that is going to be our free-to-play game of the week this week. But before we get into that, we're going to go around the table. Oh, wait, I didn't even introduce us this time.
Now,
drop the ball. I was I got to introduce Matt.
It's just Matt.
I got to get him on here. Take it away, Matt. I'm your host, Mr. Corey T. Wilson. Over there, typing away is Christopher the Aviator Stump.
Aviator.
Yeah, you're not really wearing aviators, but you still got the sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Trying to block you from this miraculous fluorescent light.
All the fluorescent light.
Yeah. And over there, Master Control, tapping away at his iPad, Mr. Stephen J. Howie.
Yo!
What's up, dude?
What is up?
Oh, I don't know. Things are popping.
They are.
Yeah.
They're popping.
Is that what the kids say these days?
They're popping like
it's
frozen.
Popping like it's frozen. That's a thing.
Okay.
Why not? Why not? So, hey, we're going to jump right into things with what you've been playing.
This is like ominous Zelda music or something.
Is it ominous?
Yeah, I'm like going through the woods or something. Yeah.
I look at this as like, less ominous. Sounds like you got like, the power up that makes you invincible and one hit kill. Like, it's party time. I'm glowing lots of different colors.
You just got star power.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not enough upbeat for that.
You don't think so? Man,
I don't think so.
There's no pleasing some people.
No.
This guy.
I set the bar high.
Yeah. Well, then we're going to skip you and go straight to Howie. Howie, what have you been playing this week, man?
Oh, jeez. You came to me when
He hasn't downloaded a game yet.
I haven't downloaded my game to play yet.
I'm downloading it as fast as possible.
Uprising.
Uprising. Yes.
I was like, what's the name of the game?
I have to look at the desktop on my phone to know what I've been playing. Star Wars Uprising.
So that came out.
Yeah, it sure did.
And I played the intro part of it. I think it's the intro.
Yeah.
And not my style of game.
Yeah.
but I think a lot of things were done pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm not a adventure click to go here and then shoot this guy and then
tip tap tippity doo.
Yeah. If I'm going to shoot people, I want to be like actually real time shooting normally.
Yeah.
So, but I think a lot of things were done well. It seemed to run pretty smooth, and the story of
on your iPhone 6, I certainly hope they would run pretty smooth.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And the story was okay for the intro part I did.
Yeah.
And it's hard to really get any kind of story there, but. So yeah, nothing really exciting to say about it. A lot of hype, and didn't meet my expectations, but my expectations for that style of game, I guess, are
You're sounding a lot like I did last week on our sister podcast, Fly Casual Star Wars podcast.
Yeah.
Where I had played, maybe not quite, but about that much. Yeah. I've played since quite a bit more, because this is also my game this week.
Both of you are Uprising?
I gotta tell you, I didn't touch a PC game. I didn't touch my PS4 other than the little bit of Rocket League that you saw me play earlier.
Yeah.
I have been, very much on the go this week, so playing Uprising was actually advantageous because I could do it while, ignoring people in other situations. But I actually had to delete. Are you ready? I deleted Fallout Shelter.
No.
Yes, you did.
To make room on my phone for Uprising. Yeah, this is a big deal for me. There was a moment where all the little icons were just shaken away with a little gray X on them, and my thumb is hovering over Fallout Shelter, and I'm like, goodbye, all 250 dwellers, or however many people I had,
Wow.
And I'm just like, farewell.
You love
maybe
that
not
game.
200. What's that?
You love that game.
I played that game a lot, and I just realized, I've got this other thing I want to try. It's time to quit chasing all the named weapons and just move on.
You finally did it.
I did it. I had no choice. So, yeah, I played some Star Wars Uprising. I'm probably close to level 20 at this point. The game appealed to me more when I realized it was an MMO because I did not realize that in the first 20 minutes of play. I just thought this is kind of a not very good single player thing, and I was like, "Oh, it's an MMO. That makes it better." For some reason, but I like Howie the kind of point and click to shoot or the tap to shoot kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gets kind of annoying because you can miss, especially my little tiny iPhone 5 screen, which it runs pretty well on the iPhone 5. Some of the loads are a little long, but other than that,
I didn't experience that so much.
Yeah,
they were a little more clunky, but I didn't experience real long load times.
Yeah.
But yeah, another game that I was playing is I don't think
I'm not done talking about Uprising. I'm piggybacking onto your Uprising.
Okay,
because I got nothing else to talk about.
Oh well, go for it, man.
I one thing I did like is some of the powers are like there's one power you can get early on that is like you kind of touch and pull back and you kind of pseudo aim this kind of spray and pray gunfire, which makes it so that I'm not necessarily tapping on an individual enemy to kill them, but just like shooting in an arc at multiple enemies at once. And that actually kind of alleviated some of that pain of chasing enemies around and tapping on them, which I don't care for as much. Yeah. So I like that, and kind of the crafting system is really interesting. Like you get items that have like a certain potential of power. Like, 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. And when you get them, they might be at 1, they might be already to 3, but you basically upgrade them by leveling them up, with stuff that you find, these different components. Mm-hmm. And then they max level, and then you can upgrade them to a next star. So you can constantly, if you like a weapon or like a piece of gear, it has a potential to follow you through your leveling to a point.
There's been other games that have done similar things, and that my biggest problem with other games that just you're constantly getting new gear is sometimes you get something that you love the look of or you love how it feels, but then it does nothing,
Yeah, you level up and I'm in a new area, Dunzors.
So I have always wanted that capability. It's like I want this gun, but I want it to do more damage.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I do like also you don't have to unlock crafting skills. You're just getting the equipment that, and the items to do the crafting. There's no leveling up your crafting skills or anything. All that's very streamlined for a mobile MMO experience. Yeah. And I'm going to play some more of it. I don't know how long I'm going to stick with it because it does get really repetitive, especially the daily events. And it's like, oh, there's a battle event going on here. And if you get to this point value, you get like a bunch of rewards. Well, I have to run more or less the same mission with like a slightly randomized map, like 10 times Now, it might go faster if I actually partied up with some people, and we do have a Fly Casual cartel. So if you want to join our sister podcast, Fly Casual, we have a cartel on there, so you can apply to join up, and we'll be looking for you there. But I'm enjoying. Honestly, I've played several MMOs on a mobile device, and I've played this one far more. I usually get turned off pretty quickly by them, so far I'm thinking it's pretty good. I don't think I'll get anywhere near any type of end game or anything like that. I think I'll be bored with it long before then, but I mean, for free game,
sure.
Yeah,
we like free.
Yeah, we sure do.
Another free game that I played a little bit of as well is Panic Run on another iOS game.
Yeah.
And kind of a crazy little game.
Yeah.
Definitely very twitchy, panicky. It's almost like Space Invaders, but instead of trying to shoot things down, you're trying to dodge them.
Yeah.
So you all you're doing is thumbing back and forth, and he moves pretty quick. So
we've talked about Panic Run before. Was it Ed that had played Panic Run?
I don't remember.
I think we have actually.
Well, maybe I talked about it the last time, and I've just played a little more of it. I don't know.
Howie, keep your stuff together, bro.
I'm sorry.
You're falling apart on us.
It's
again.
It's I don't know. It's not my thing because I can't do well at it at all.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I mean, it's really fun just to try to do well. But it's so twitchy, so fast. Definitely recommend going out there and giving it a try.
Right, Matt. I'm going to save you for last because I know what you've been playing, and I'm excited to ask you questions about it. Chris, I think is going to be pretty uninteresting and drab.
I am not uninteresting.
Oh yeah, Chris, tell us what new you've been playing.
Diablo 3.
Yeah. Yep.
I do need to have
even Matt is sighing in frustration.
Come on, Matt.
So how much is the cost of Diablo 3 this week?
It's free if you've already paid for it.
Still $40 probably.
I have played way more than $40 worth.
Yes, you have indeed.
I have played the crap out of that.
Yeah.
But I would like to take a moment of silence. My witch doctor, Fiddleacious, which has fallen in hardcore mode.
I love the fact that you have a witch doctor named after a sword from the Dresden Files series.
It's a cool name.
Is your next one going to be named after one of the other swords?
Did you say Fiddleacious? What did you say?
Yeah.
Fiddleacious?
Fiddleacious, whatever you want.
The guy who reads the book says Fiddleacious.
Fiddleacious?
I don't read the book.
He doesn't acknowledge the E?
No.
Oh. Fine on him.
That was pretty heartbreaking when that guy died.
Yeah?
Because I was very, very far. The end of the game is Torment 10.
Yeah.
Which is like the highest difficulty you can run. It's locked off to people who haven't even gotten the level yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was running Torment 6 effectively. Like really well. I was doing a lot of damage. I was surviving. And then the little Lagosaurus Rex came and claimed me.
Yeah.
But I've started a new character. I've got my Crusader.
Is he named after one of the other knights' swords?
I don't remember what I named him.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Not Amarachius?
No, they were my other seasons. I played those in other seasons.
Oh, they're already done.
Yeah.
You need a whole new group of swords.
I need new swords.
We need more knights or more nails of the cross to name swords after.
Yeah.
So that you can do that.
Well, apart from Diablo 3, I, unlike you, started playing Fallout Shelter again.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Which you mocked me endlessly
I did.
Yeah.
I thought I saw it on there. I was actually playing a lot of... I still can't beat Kingdom Rush. I'm getting frustrated with that game.
That game's
Rush, hard.
Kingdom Rush Origins gets
so hard.
Gets mean.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
And
you went through all the prestige after maps in the original game. Which I think most people didn't try 3-starring those.
No, I 3-starred veteran every single one of those, and I can't beat this game, which is tells you it's pretty hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Chris can't beat it.
Oh yeah, no one can. So I was looking through all my games on there, and I came across Fallout Shelter, and I said I'm gonna peek in and see how my little guys are doing.
Oh, everybody's dead from mole rats.
No, actually not. I just collected a bunch of resources. Then the mole rats came and tried to kill people.
Yeah. How you doing against them death claws? They didn't exist when you played the game before.
Haven't ran into any yet.
No death claws yet.
No.
Hang in there, buddy.
So I'm not really into it so much anymore, but I'm definitely, like, every couple of days I'm like, I think I'll jump in and collect some stuff and build one more and then be done.
Yeah.
I don't have the itch to go back and play like I did when I first started, but
right.
Definitely checking on it every once in a while.
Good. So. Good. Now I can mock you.
No.
Because I've never had any other excuse to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that brings us to Matt. Matt, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? You have no idea. It's Super Mario Maker.
Oh, he is on the cusp. He's on the bleeding edge of new games, which are, most of our listeners know we are we are cheap bastards. We are completely parsimonious. So we don't often, most of our listeners don't often get this exposure right at the front edge of things. So tell us, how many hours do you have so far in Super Mario Maker? Ballpark.
Probably like 2.
Okay, so you're just getting into it.
Well, it came out on Friday.
Yeah.
And, you know, I would want to play it more.
Yeah.
Sure.
But gosh, who has the time?
Yeah. Life gets in the way.
Yeah, we hear you on that.
Yeah. So what do you think so far? First impressions?
I'm kind of a lifelong Mario fan. I mean, so there's no way I wasn't going to like this game. You give me 2D Mario levels to play, and I'll just play them.
Yeah.
Forever. So, you know, I like platforming.
What was your first Mario game?
Mario 1 on the NES.
Okay. See, that's how you get away with not asking someone how old they are. You say, what was your first Mario game?
Well, yes, and I was 5 years old. I barely remember playing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At that age, I would dive in the pits on purpose and then laugh my head off.
Look, he jumps up in the air and plays sad music. It's great. What? And now this is another question you need to ask all lifelong Mario fans. What to you is the defining Mario game? What is the best one?
Ooh, oh man,
I know it.
He wasn't prepared for that.
Super Mario 3D World.
Super Mario 3D World, really?
Wow.
It's taking out a claim. And keep in mind, I was an old man when I played this game.
Yeah.
And it still made me feel amazing.
That's really good. I've not heard anyone make that claim yet. But then again, I don't know that many people who've played it yet. I haven't talked to that many people who've played it yet.
Well, the Wii U's are sad. But I mean, it's really easy to go for a classic pick, and you certainly could. And I don't think there's not many Mario games you could pick that I would think would be wrong on that list, except Mario Sunshine. I mean,
fair enough. That's fair.
That's fair. Terrible, but clearly not the best.
Yeah, and it didn't feel as Mario-ish because of the just completely different style of gameplay.
Yeah, Jetpack. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't make mistakes.
Yeah, I love asking that question because so many people tend to have the answer. Oh, Mario World, hands down. And I've never been able to get into Super Mario World. That's one of my dark skeletons in my closet. I didn't have a SNES as a kid, and so when I circled back around to Mario World, I was like, it's not. I've tried many times, and I've never been able to penetrate it. For me, it's probably, Mario 1, 2, and 3, I spent countless hours in, but I think the one I was the most committed to was Mario 64.
Yes, and I certainly played Mario 64 at an age where you can't not love it.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the context it was created, it was probably, take back probably, it was definitely the best game ever made at the time it came out.
Yeah.
It has aged pretty well, but not as well as it could.
Right. I mean, the early days of 3D, the fact that game did what it did with, giving
incredible.
Getting you some control over the camera movement because nobody had figured out how to deal with cameras in 3D gaming at that point because it was in its infancy. But just saying, all right, we're going to go for gold and here's a couple buttons in case this gets messed up. And you're like, all right, I'm in. And just the level design and the change up, taking away the timers and all that to just kind of just say, all right, go into these sandboxes and here are, a handful of, quests to complete and just go nuts. And it was just such a departure, but at the same time had the same feel. It still felt like Mario, which I think going from 2D to 3D and actually keeping that feeling was more an incredible feat than people usually acknowledge. I mean, that's something. A lot of games did not make that transition successfully.
Yes, that in itself, incredible. And they also they broke so much ground on 3D gaming in general. Like, as far as not that I played every game ever made, but as far as I remember, Mario 64 basically invented the 3D platformer as like a good game type.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. So speaking of good game types, why don't we then transition right into our free-to-play game of the week, which this week is a game that you're intimately familiar with.
Don't mention me next to Mario 64. Don't.
Genre shift. It's a genre. No, it's fair. It's fair. Because we definitely want to encourage people to play it. We've played it. Cards and Castles is the game that you've developed. And so we're going to ask you some. First off, I mean, what's your elevator pitch? If you're literally riding on an elevator, and someone next to you is sitting there playing a game on their device, you're like, you know what you might like.
Yeah, you know what you might like. Sounds like a really plausible scenario.
Yeah.
I thought the elevator pitch was supposed to be to investors, right? You get on the elevator with the CEO or a wealthy investor who's visited the company, and you have 20 seconds to pitch him something.
Yeah.
Because he can't get away because he's in the elevator.
That's right. He's stuck.
Well, here at Press Play, elevator pitches are always to the users.
That's right. Very user focused. But yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, how would you? We're going to tell you, of course, our impressions of it too. Hang out. But I want to hear how you explain the game.
Right. Well, it's basically you take a collectible card game, you mix it with a tactics-based grid, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, and combine that with really solid, good gameplay, and there you go. That's Cards and Castles.
I agree.
My rendition is, it feels like Hearthstone meets Wizard's Chess. I think that's a pretty good description.
That's the way Chris described to me, and when he said Wizard's Chess, I almost lost it. But
it's kind of true.
It's not that off.
It's a really good.
I like that because one of the things I was going to mention this time that we keep forgetting to play up. It's not just that you put the cards on a grid and you move them around like tactical, like units, soldiers, but they actually come to life. Like the cards, the cards don't go in the grid; they become characters, who are then kind of linked to those cards. They walk around and attack and animate.
Right. That's one of my favorite parts about the game
too.
Is it's not that you're just holding a hand of cards and you're playing a card game. Those cards very quickly go out of your hand and they're gone into the actual game.
Yeah, now they're part of what's happening on the field.
It feels like I'm playing on the field with my cards on the side rather than playing with my cards in front of me with the game on the side. And that's what I really like about the game.
My first impression was I was actually comparing it to kind of Magic the Gathering in the sense that when I played Magic the Gathering, I was a notorious white weenie deck player. I like to play basically creature decks. I like to summon as many creatures as possible, and I just keep them coming. And then I've got some modifiers to beef them up and things like that. And yeah, in this you play these cards, and they a person or creature or a whatever appears on the grid where you put the card, and then you can move them around the grid. Now, that's where you've got the battlefield aspect that comes into it, but then you've got other things that can say, all right, this is a buff for that creature, a buff for all your creatures, and things like that. And that's kind of how I always, when I was playing Magic, I always thought of things in that regard, like, okay, I got this group over here, and this group over here, and that group over there. And so adding that kind of tactical element to that makes it a lot meatier and more exciting rather than just like a direct damage kind of tap to do this.
And I got really excited about once, it was early on, but introducing the healing aspect as well, just like you would expect, and just adding that element really excited me too, because I like healing.
Yeah. And the cards come up that are like, and you're trying to take out the enemy's castle, which has a certain degree of hit points. But, they're also spawning mobs to come out and fight yours on the battlefield to keep you from getting there. And it's fun how it's fun. I'm already, and I've only played a little bit, but I'm already very keenly aware of sometimes I need to learn the tactics of the different units.
Yeah.
Just like, come on. Yeah, I'm like, I really wish I could go back and do that.
It's real important because some of them are ranged.
Yeah.
And that adds a really nice dynamic as well.
Yeah, it's like, I'm coming to get you. Oh, I'm dead.
And some of them, you take a big sword and you're stabbing two squares, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted to play with the positional aspects a lot in our card designs because, I mean, that's what's unique to our games, that you have like a grid and positioning. And so there's a lot of stuff like AoE or chain lightning or piercing effects, you know, just hit different groups of tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get different power that way.
Yeah, that chain lightning one was a nice one for me when I was playing because I had a guy and he was sitting there bashing on the enemy's castle, and he spawned one of the ghostly wizards or whatever right behind the castle, and I'm like, well, crap. I don't have enough hit points to survive this. I want to, you know, it's like he's gonna kill me, but I need to hit this thing twice, and I'm like, ooh, chain lightning. So I hit the castle and hit the guy, and I think it actually killed everything all in one swipe because of the bonus damage or something like that. I was like, oh, that worked out even better than I expected. So all right. So yeah, I can already tell in what little I've played that there's a lot more for me to familiarize myself with, and that's the thing. Most just straight up CCGs, when I sit down and play them, it's kind of like, all right, I've kind of figured this out, and all it is now is what more cards am I going to get, you know? What weird cards are going to come along. But at this, it's like, okay, I'm going to get more and different cards that I'm going to unlock, but also I need to figure out how to actually play them properly on the field. And that adds a very significant bit of depth to it, to just your standard CCG.
Playing them properly as well as picking a play style you like.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's always going to be some people that, you know, they want to play a little more aggressive or a little more defensive, or they want to take more risks or be a little more safe. And I mean, an aspect where you're playing against another player, that stuff is really, sometimes you have to adapt. Sometimes, I mean, it can really change how you think and play the game.
Right. So, Matt, let me ask you, how did you guys come up with the idea for this game? Well, first off, how big's your team? You guys are Bitmass, right?
Yeah. We have some on and off contractors, but the core team's about 3 people.
Okay. So how did this come around? Were you guys, sitting around, were you playing Magic Gathering, sipping brewskis, and going, this could be deeper than it? I mean, where did this idea come from originally?
Yeah, well, it's always an interesting story. Well, maybe it's not, but this one is. I started this by making a prototype of a Facebook game, which was supposed to be kind of a turn-based StarCraft.
Okay.
That was my original concept, was to take this is fun about StarCraft, like shrink it down and put it on Facebook for like a casual audience.
Okay.
This was several years ago. And I got kind of far on that, and eventually I don't remember what prompted me. I think we had like this customization. Yeah, this is it. Eventually, we had like this customization system where it was kind of like Hero Academy, where you had like a deck of abilities. It wasn't really cards, but like you would draw random abilities that you could use during the battle. And I had the idea to let players customize their list of abilities.
Right.
And mechanically, that's the same as a card game.
Yeah.
So then I was like, why not just make it a card game?
Sure.
And was that a thematic shift? I mean, you said it was kind of like StarCraft. Was it originally a science fiction or style, or was it always like a fantasy or medieval style?
It was always fantasy.
Yeah.
And actually, it was originally nothing. I mean, it was Square Blocks.
Yep.
Guys, this was... This really started without any art direction at all.
Right. Well, that's how a lot of these things are born. Somebody gets a good idea, and like at some point, someone goes, "We got to find somebody to draw all this crap up."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could put a lot of time into the mechanics and realize something's not working, and if you invested a ton in the art, then that's all wasted.
Yeah, you're sitting on a pile of art and no solutions.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Wow, Facebook game, and now you're on all these platforms.
Yeah, except for Facebook.
Except for Facebook. Take that.
Nobody needs that anymore.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't get exposed to Facebook games the way I used to.
We were just talking about the Facebook games in the previous episode.
There was a time when the industry brass thought that Facebook was going to experience a meteoric rise.
Yeah.
I mean, it was already big with like the Farmville crowd, but like, everybody was saying, like, we've seen this all before. It starts with the casual market, and then it becomes hardcore, and there's a graphics race.
Yeah.
And there's going to be an arms race and blah, blah. I was like, all right, I'm going to get in on this before it starts, and it never started.
Yeah.
Because, you know...
Because Facebook.
Because Facebook. Exactly. So what's your background? Are you a developer by trade? Have you been in game development, or is this your first time out of the gates?
I've been in game development for quite a while.
Oh, really?
I worked for several different companies. Kept company hopping and working my way up. Usually as a software engineer, and then also as a game designer.
Cool.
Nice.
So yeah, that explains why this game seems so polished. Because that's how I was wondering, like, these guys just got together and did this in their garage. We need to be tapping into them and figuring out how they pulled this together. But yeah, it is a very, very polished game, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to playing some more of it. Chris, do you have Howie? Do you have any questions you want to throw at Matt about the game specifically?
About the game specifically,
or about him, whatever you want to ask him. He's captive. He can't do anything.
I'm
disabled the hang up button.
You know, in the mechanics factor of, I mean, obviously balancing is a huge part of a game like this.
Yeah.
So, how much thought and time and effort go into just, you want to implement a new idea, how are you going to balance it? Is it even worth putting in if it's going to be unbalanced? How does that whole process even go?
Yeah. So, my background and specialization is actually in game balance.
Oh, really? Convenient.
Yeah. Well, so it kind of spoke to the kind of game I was going to make, which was always going to be a very balance dependent game, because that's where I can leverage my strength. But the process is kind of, I mean, I don't want to get too detailed into it, but I have big spreadsheets. And usually
you're talking Corey's language.
New abilities just come down to trying to measure their value, or the value of the component pieces in an abstract way to compare them to other things. And this works probably about as well as it could, because in all honesty, you never want a game where like all your pieces are 100% perfectly balanced. Not that there is such a thing, because you know, with sufficient complexity, there's always going to be certain options that work together better, and options that work together worse. But we hit the mark pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say,
just using this numbers-based approach.
Right. Yeah, I'm a big fan of. I enjoy the analytical. I'm an analyst by trade, and so I enjoy the data analysis of this kind of stuff. I have just put together a tabletop game that I demoed for friends over Labor Day weekend, and the reason why I did that was because 90% of it was just me in spreadsheets. Balancing out, you know, okay, this will be available with this class and this class. This will do this much damage, but then this class is probably going to need something that does something comparable, but in a different way. And I'm having fun. You know, it's like a real sickness when you really enjoy. And what's even worse is when you're looking at a giant, massive spreadsheet and you're like the dude from the Matrix, and you realize you're not seeing a spreadsheet. You're like, I see patterns here in my grids, and I can see. You can see the balance in the data, and you're starting to go, okay, I have a problem. I need to get out and take a break.
I have a question going to kind of take on a little bit different spin than these two might actually ask, but
because you're the software engineer.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious what kind of environments are you using to develop this?
I knew you were going to ask that.
He's like, they got a software engineer. Let me get out the card.
No, it's Adobe Air.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For the client, which has been a bit of a problem.
Oh, around?
Because, since we started, everything's just gone Unity, 100% Unity.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding as well.
Unity 3D for everything, and it's starting to hurt our business relationships.
Ever since they've really introduced the 2D part of the Unity, that's kind of opened up that even more. Yeah,
back when we started, Unity didn't really have the good 2D tools.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do?
Yeah, sure, yeah, right. So, it's a kind of a what do I want to say, a market that's in flux. and Unity's really starting to pull ahead.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're saying that was making it difficult with some of your business partners? Is that anything you can talk about?
Actually, I probably shouldn't.
That's quite all right.
Understandable, but yeah, I mean, I can imagine that you're kind of plugged into something already, and then going into where everybody's like, well, hey, we're all over on this side of the fence, and we support this, and this with this. Why are you guys doing that? And it's kind of like, well, this isn't a new thing. We've been doing this for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I can imagine how that would be a real challenge. So that, yeah, I got to tell you, I was really excited. I mean, considering this is a game that Chris came to us and said, hey, take a look at this. We're going to be talking to these guys. Honest to goodness, without knowing anything about the game, I went, okay, let's see. I'm really critical. I'm very critical. Yeah. Me specifically, but we are all very critical.
Sure.
But I always approach everything with like, all right, let's see if you're worth my time. You free game, let's see. And then immediately was like, oh, I'm going to be playing this for a while. And also, thank you for not having a huge space requirement.
Yeah.
I didn't have to delete anything.
I was just talking earlier that I was downloading Infinity Blade 3.
Yeah.
2 gigs worth of assets there. And it's just insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I my poor little 16 gig iPhone.
We're really trying to stay under the cellular data download limit. But
yeah.
We've added enough content that just recently we kind of gave up on this. It's like, this is not worth the trouble anymore.
At some point you're gonna have to cross that threshold.
You get over the 100 megabyte limit, that's one thing. It's when you're up, north of 600 and getting close to a gig that I start really feeling. I can delete a couple podcasts and make room for 100 gigabyte. Whew, 100 how much did that phone cost me?
So this game is free, right?
Yep.
I'm really curious of how you are feeding yourself.
Yeah, how you monetizing this thing?
Not well. We eat beans.
It's not all about the money, right?
A lot of beans.
It is all about the money. When you get to be my age, I'm going to have a daughter soon.
Oh, really?
Oh, congratulations.
Wow. I got one of them. Howie's got like 13.
Well, not quite 13 of them, but
it's going to be eventually.
It will be 5.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a nice size family. So we have our monetization is going to look kind of like Hearthstone. I mean, if anyone's played that before,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty familiar, like you grind boosters and you buy boosters.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you buy boosters, you're supporting the devs and you get more cards. Yay!
Sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And the game is out on Steam. So, or will be by the time folks are listening to this. If you're watching on Twitch, you wait a couple days. But
the 18th.
The 18th, not the 19th.
Yes.
Correct.
But September 18th.
September. Yeah, if you're listening to this 3 months from now, get on it.
Yeah, we're actually going into early access, which is not free to play on Steam.
Okay.
It's a different deal.
Okay.
The early access, it costs $10 to get in, and it's totally cross-platform. So I mean, it's the same like accounts and everything as like the iOS and the Android.
Oh wow,
that's cool.
Yeah, but if you connect with Steam, you buy early access. You connect with Steam, you get a huge starter kit. It's worth like $50, and it unlocks all the single player content, which is the other thing that we either sell or grind is single player content. So it unlocks all the single player content. You get 20 free card packs. You get a custom castle skin. Some other bonus packs, all this stuff.
That sounds awesome.
That's a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a lot of meat.
That's totally worth. You said $10, right?
Yeah, we wanted to make it a very, very good deal.
Yeah.
Well, especially being cross-platform, you can buy it on Steam and still play it on the iPad, and you get all that extra bonus content, right?
Yep.
So
yeah,
great.
and
that's definitely cool.
All the current iOS and Android people can get it on Steam and connect it to their existing account and get all the goodies.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that will appreciate the connectivity of that.
We were actually talking about just some other games. We were talking about the cross connectivity, and I was like, "Whoa, that's not the norm know, actually, I was talking about it with my wife because she was asking if her progress in Frozen Freefall would transfer from her iPhone to the PS4, and I was like, are you kidding me? So to hear that you guys are doing that with iOS, Android, Kindle, and Steam, that's kind of mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about Rocket League.
We probably wouldn't be able to do it with Sony, to be perfectly fair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because that's how consoles are.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. So we shouldn't dog on the giant juggernaut of Disney too much.
Yeah, I used to work for them. They're good guys.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
We definitely get quite a bit of exposure. I'm actually paying quite a bit of tax to the Disney gods this year. Next month, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, you are.
When we're taking the 4-year-old down for the whole experience in Florida. So, oh yeah, Daddy's looking forward to that. I don't mind complaining. We already had to write the checks, but I still have to go through it.
Disney is very parent friendly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Disney. I wish they still had. Disneyland used to have a Tron nightclub. I never got the chance to go to because it sounds like the coolest thing ever.
Sound like
that sounds crazy. I've not been to Disneyland since I was in the 4th grade. But I went to Disney World a few years ago, and I was like, I like Disneyland better, but it might be because I was in the 4th grade.
Yeah, it might be.
Perspectives change.
Yeah,
just a little.
I'm a couple inches taller, anyway. Just only a couple, though. But yeah, that's something that I, as a gamer on multiple platforms, who gets sometimes, as we were talking about earlier, only have time to do mobile gaming, really, really appreciate that tie-in with the other systems and things like that. So that's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Well, man, we're really glad you've hung out with us today. Are you gonna stick around at all? We got probably a little bit left that we can talk about.
Oh yeah, I can if you want.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Stick around and make sure everybody go out and download if you've got on your mobile device or your tablets or whatever. Download Cards and Castles, and of course, if you're listening to this, you can go to Steam and get in and get all that great content, which I am highly tempted to do because I know I'm going to keep playing this.
Well, I'm more than tempted. I've already purchased. It's not out there yet, but I've done it already.
You purchased it in your heart.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun to just open the card packs too. You guys both played Magic the Gathering, and that was one of the best parts.
Yeah, that was
buying the card packs and opening them.
Well, that depends on what you got. I've got terrible luck, so it was always just stressful for me.
Yeah. I've enjoyed it on Fallout Shelter when you buy the
me too. The little lunch boxes.
Yeah.
There's something about it, even though it's all digital.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
It's like it's sparkly and spins around and shines and things.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's. I can see many more hours of my time falling by the wayside. So
in a good way.
In a definitely good way. I read something on Imager just today, and it was something to the effect of time that you enjoy wasting is not time wasted. Something like that.
Yeah.
That
sounds real.
Advice.
I said, boy, that's every minute I'm not at work right there. That's my life in a nutshell. So yeah, we normally at this point in the podcast we would be doing our bundle roulette follow up. Matt, I don't know if you're familiar. Chris came up with this horrible thing where we buy bundles of games sort of at random off Humble Bundle, Bundle Stars, whatever, and we throw all the games into a pot, and then we randomly select. Each of us randomly selects a game that we then have to play and then review. 2 episodes following, and there have been some highs and there have been some lows.
Oh yeah,
and it's a very punishing, and like I said, with my luck, very stressful thing. I've done okay the last couple of times. Yeah. We're not gonna go deep into it because we're still working through the game, so we're going to be reviewing them in a couple of weeks. But I want to do just kind of update how we have your game is Insecticide.
Yeah.
All right, and then Chris, you're going to be playing Enslaved: Odyssey to the West.
Yep.
And I will be playing Dead Core.
Yep.
Right. So none of those looked terribly frightening.
No.
I'm excited. That first week or two was pretty dang brutal.
I mean, it's bundle roulette. You guys lost.
Sorry. But I've had a couple of really good games now, so I'm starting to. At first, I was kind of like, "This is a bad idea. It was a terrible idea," but now I'm starting to think maybe it's not so bad. But of course, that'll turn on me real quick.
It's what the listeners want.
Right. So I guess then we have a question that we're going to talk about before we wrap things up, which is this question comes in from at CJNUSSI Nussy. CJ Nussy 899.
899.
We have a question coming in. What character, parentheses, or two end parentheses, would you want to see in your dream Super Smash Brothers game? Oh, well, I know why this question made the board. Because you're a Smash Brothers aholic, Chris.
I am.
Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah.
Excellent. Perfect.
Do we have to be limited to Nintendo-friendly franchises?
No.
I want to go right off the cuff.
Oh, how is jumping in?
And,
Cannonball.
Bubba Fett.
Bubba Fett. The Bubba Fett?
What kind of special power does Bubba Fett have?
He flies with his jetpack.
Kill everybody.
He's got that thing that shoots out his wrist that snags everybody all like and tie them up real good.
Is this like a YouTube video? Because I want to see this now. Or did you just make this up?
We need to make a YouTube video.
Yeah, we should. We should with puppets, preferably.
Bubba Fett parody sounds hilarious.
Actually, yeah, redneck Boba Fett. Bubba Fett. Okay. I like where everybody's head's at.
You're on a mission now.
But yeah, dude, he's got the rifle. He's got this like sawed-off rifle. He's got the wrist casters.
I'm not knocking it.
Armor.
I'm not knocking it. I'm still trying to think of who I'd pick. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, this is a really, really hard
question. It's a tough question.
Matt, do you have anything that's jumping off?
Aang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I respect that.
That's a great pick.
It.
That's a great answer. Basically, all of the main cast.
Yeah.
From the original Avatar series.
I would love Toph.
I would love Toph, too.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a good answer. Man, that came out of nowhere. You were ready for that.
I mean, I feel like
you blew my mind with that answer.
I can't compete with that.
I can't either.
Darn good because they have their built-in powers that would all be different and would control and would add like that different level of feel to how they fight. That's really really good.
And he's got a
they should just make an Avatar fighting game because I honestly don't like the new Smash Bros. Anyway. So.
Why haven't they? Why hasn't anybody made one of those?
I don't
Licensing.
Know. All right, Matt. We'll draw up the plan.
Call up JSauce at Namco Bandai and tell him Bandai Namco. Excuse me, and tell him that they've got all those Naruto games. They need to get the rights to the Avatar.
They really should,
because those Naruto games are really popular and successful.
They are pretty popular.
So yeah, they're already into that story fighting genre. Seems like they're ready to go.
Was Avatar popular in Japan?
No, not necessarily, but they've got they've got some Western roots as well.
Well, they have a whole division, Bandai Namco, the U.S.
Yeah. So
the U.S. story.
The U.S. story.
I don't know.
Way to go.
I'm crossing podcast.
You really are. You're throwing fly casual jokes into press play. What have you done?
Sorry.
Bad blood.
I'm looking around the room because here we are in the studio man cave, and I'm looking around the room just trying to find a character that leaps off the walls at me. Of course, 99% of his Star Wars. Hey, that's not bad. The Guardians of the Galaxy. Throw them in there, maybe.
Groot.
Yeah. I was looking over here at Vito Corleone. Now that might be interesting gameplay.
That would,
or a Ghostbuster.
Did you hear they're remaking The Godfather?
No.
Guess who's going to be in it?
Well, let me think. It's got to be someone I can't stand. Leonardo DiCaprio.
No.
Mr.
Edward Scissorhands himself.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. I don't get it.
This is not real. What? This cannot be real.
What is?
I don't think it is, but. I saw it posted.
It's not real.
Oh, it was on the internet?
It was on the internet.
Sweet
heavens! Wait, back up. Did you just say Don Corleone should be in Smash Bros?
I said, I'm looking around the room at things on the walls. I do have an old Godfather poster hanging up.
He would get somebody to fight for him. That's the best part.
That's the thing. It's all summons. It's all summons. It's just, it's Abe Vigoda jumps in with a pistol, takes a shot, gets hit by a car or something I don't know. Something like that. Could be interesting. Unfortunately, 99% of what I have hanging around here is Star Wars, and Howie already called for Boba Fett. So, I think for me it would probably be. I'm going to other fighting games in my head.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I don't like any of my answers.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of all these superheroes or main characters I'd play in any fighting game.
Yeah, it's like, do I really want to be Scorpion harpooning the heck out of Princess Peach? Probably not.
And those games are kind of like Mortal Kombat characters already in a fighting game.
Yeah, exactly. So
it doesn't seem appropriate to pull them into another one.
Exactly. Okay, I'll get really weird on you. I'll get really weird on you. The main cast of heroes from Mystery Men.
What?
You ever seen the movie Mystery Men? Oh, yeah. Ben Stiller plays Mr. Furious. He's just a regular guy wearing a leather jacket, and he gets really mad. Yeah, right. Or
I don't remember.
Yeah, the Blue Raja, which was Hank Azaria, and his ability was that he could fling forks and spoons really expertly.
Wow.
William H. Macy was the shoveler. He just hit people with shovels. This would be great. And then, of course,
I could see it.
And of course, you had Paul Rubens as the spleen, who would he would just fart and knock people out. Like, he had, masterful power over passing gas.
Sure.
Classy
powers
stuff.
would be too difficult to see at scale. I'm just thinking like game designer now. I'm just like, man.
No, that never worked. That never worked.
Well, they could be super deformed, oversized.
It's a huge spoon.
I really love that movie. It's a guilty pleasure. Chris, nothing? Still coming up?
I don't know. I would love to just drop back and take the blind girl from Fable and have her do some crazy
I knew it was going to be Fable with you.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to do that because I got Fable for everything.
Yeah, actually, I was half expecting Howie to say the two brothers from Brothers.
That would be a good one, kind of like Ice Climbers kind of thing.
Yeah, except would you have to use both sticks to they jump around each other, holding on to each other's hands?
Well, only for the first half of the game. Shots fired.
Too soon.
There's a real shot at, I should clarify that. I don't know anything about the business relation between Nintendo and Konami.
Yeah.
But I feel like there should be a Castlevania guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I could see that.
That would be for real, Alucard or Belmont, I don't know.
Yeah, actually,
Castlevania.
I'm kind of surprised that there hasn't already been, if there hasn't, been already a Castlevania character in there. Outside of those original Castlevania games, the lore for me kind of falls off a cliff, and I don't understand much about it. So if they did put one from a recent game in there, I probably wouldn't even recognize the name or the look. Because I know the Castlevania games took place, way back in the medieval whatever. But then,
I'm sure it would be Simon Belmont.
You would hope, but I don't know. I mean, those games came all the way up through the present and then into the future even, and there were all kinds of, I guess, beloved characters, especially on the DS versions, the DS ones that came out, that I don't know anything about. I've looked at a couple wikis, because I'm always interested in the stories, backstories of games, even the ones I don't play, especially in these storied franchises, and I'm going, I have no idea what this is like reading a different language. No clue what you guys are talking. There's no Belmont anywhere. There's no, if it doesn't say Dracula or Alucard or Belmont, I'm kind of like, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. So... Yeah. There was werewolves, and I think they threw a chupacabra in there somewhere.
A chupacabra.
Dracula would be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is he too dark? I guess it doesn't matter. It's your dream character.
Yeah.
Well, what about Slimer?
Slimer. Now, see, that could be some fun abilities right there. You just go charging through people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Winging hot dogs at them and stuff, driving a cab. Didn't he do that at one point?
A lot of good indie game characters you could do, too.
Oh, yeah?
Shovel Knight.
Oh, word of that! I didn't hear you. Are you okay over there? Do you need a tissue? Something like that. So
I just need so much Shovel Knight.
Apparently, we have a Shovel Knight fan.
I think this needs to be a question we ask anyone who comes on the podcast. It's going to be like our signature question of who would you add to the dream Smash Brothers team?
Yeah,
and we're going to make a huge Excel sheet of everyone we've ever had on here.
That's just how you get me on board.
Yeah,
he knows.
Corey's going to make this huge Excel sheet, and we're going to have everyone's dream Smash Brother character.
I think you want to do this again because you want time to come up with answers yourself, so you can revisit this.
Oh yeah,
and I'm with you there. But in the meantime, hey, I do want to thank you, Matt, for joining us tonight and telling us more about Cards and Castles.
Yes, thank you very much.
Which we definitely want to encourage people to play. Available on iOS, Android, Kindle, and on Steam as of September the 18th in beta. It opened. What is it? Open? What do we call that?
It's closed.
Early access.
Early access.
Early access. The terminology. It changes on me.
Yeah,
I feel
it's a steamy terminology.
Yeah, it is.
You're getting old.
It's true. It's true. So, do you have like a Twitter that you want to refer people to or anything like that?
Yeah, we're you can tweet us at Cards and Castles. You can also read about the game at www.cardsandcastles.com.
Hey, that's a good URL for that.
Yeah.
That's convenient. So, yeah, so absolutely go out and do that. And while you're there, also follow us at Press Play to Save on Twitter, on Facebook at facebook.com/betterkind, and Twitch. We're live streaming on Twitch TV now at Twitch TV/betterkind. So if you're listening to the podcast, you're going, what? I don't have anything to do on Tuesday nights. Hey, look us. We're down here for a couple hours banging this stuff out. Yeah. So you can get on and watch the magic happen, so to speak. So we want to encourage people to do that. And plus, please jump on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you get podcasts. Podtastic, and give us a review. And if you're listening on the website, please go and copy the link, share it wherever you can. We always are trying to reach new listeners. It is what it's all about. And that website's betterkind.com, where you can go click on episode 105 and check out the show notes. And any episode, you can go, we have show notes up there, and you can follow the links to see more about what we're talking about. And of course, we'll have a link to cardsandcastles.com and also the Twitter for that. Boy, I'm drying up out all of a sudden.
It's been a long day.
Good thing we're wrapping up over here. I gotta get you guys out of here so I can go play some more Cards and Castles. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm shameless.
We still haven't revealed this month's castle.
Award. Ooh. Can we get an exclusive?
Is this
exclusive?
This isn't an exclusive reveal here?
I will give you a clue.
Oh, I like clues.
It is, of course, because our seasons end at the end of the month, this castle will be released at the beginning of the month of October.
Oh,
what could that be?
I'm thinking a little spookiness going on.
Ooh. Dracula's castle?
The Godfather? I don't know.
Yeah, Vito Corleone, the Castle de Corleone.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it's Johnny Depp.
Yep.
Yeah, most likely. But I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.
Yeah, we haven't announced it because you also get a castle from buying the Steam Early Access, which we want to promote first.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, we want to encourage everybody to do that. I think you've probably got us all on board already. So, great game. We're really enjoying it, and we're going to encourage everybody to play it.
Yes.
In the meantime, boys, I think we can tie this one off. Thanks, Matt, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Matt.
Stick around after the song, and we'll talk a bit when we close out. But in the meantime, I'm Corey. That's Chris.
Yep.
Over there's Howie.
Yo.
And of course, Matt joined us. See, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't know that I'm prompting him. Just point to him. Yeah, I'm pointing at you, Matt, right now. I just kind of in the air because we're in a basement, so I'm assuming that's probably the closest direction you'll probably be in is up from here. So, in the meantime, thanks everybody for joining us. We are out.